Hey! How's everybody doing this fine Friday evening? It's JW Sims here. Season. Katrina Rotes. Let me bring her in. Hey, Katrina.
Hey guys.
Now, I need to see if we're actually, because you know how this goes from last year. For some reason,
Are we actually broadcasting?
Facebook doesn't like us to stream stuff, so we have to make sure that it's going out to everybody and not just to me. So,
Yeah. Streaming to myself.
yeah, it's about what. Okay, where's it at? All right, I'm confused. Yeah.
So,
Oh, that was something else. Okay. All right. I love how this starts out all the time.
We always start out so collected and ready
wait,
to go.
There we go. It's finally on my page. So yeah, see, it's going out to just friends. So I need to switch that to public. I wish they'd get on the crap and fix that. Okay, so now we're ready to go. All right.
Together,
it only took us a minute and a half to get this going.
No problem.
We should never take it 7 months off or however.
I know.
5 months. What in the world?
That was a long time, and a lot of life happened in 5 months.
It was a lot of changes. For those who don't know, I moved. Katrina went through
maybe moving,
thinking she was moving, packed the whole house. Then
my house, my studio is still 2/3 the way packed. Yeah. I refuse to unpack anything until I have the paperwork in hand and signed. That says I am officially staying here for the next 2+ years.
That's okay. I moved in January and I still have not unpacked everything. So hey, like you said, but tonight,
as always, your hosts have it together.
Yes, we're great. That's why we're hooligans. But anyways, we have a guest on this great first episode back in 2022. We're going to bring in Joseph A. Michael, the wonderful man with 2 first names. So let's bring.
Yay!
How you doing, Joseph?
How's it going, guys?
All right. How you doing?
Got a fantastic hat on.
Yes. Leonardo.
Nicholas from the artist from Misadventures. He did a little chibi. I don't know if you saw it, of me and Dave Lentz, and I got my hat. So.
Yes, so the Misadventurers is the book that you have out right now, correct?
Yep.
It's I'm trying to go to Kickstarter right now, so just give me a second.
Okay. Do you know if I can restream this on my Facebook?
If you should be able to share it, if you go down to on mine where it's live, you can click on share and it should let you share it. I am not. Facebook is not StreamYard friendly, so I don't know what is with those two companies.
Facebook, this is your warning. We're going to Twitch.
Yeah. Hey, I do have a Twitch account set up for this, but I can only stream to 3 places at a time unless I want to pay buku bucks. So maybe eventually
you can stream to 3 places at a time.
And right now, I stream to 3, so I stream to my own Facebook page, to the podcast Facebook page, and then to YouTube.
Okay.
So yeah. But I do have Twitch on here. I made a Twitch for it, and then I was like, you can only stream to 3 things, and I'm not very Twitch.
I'm pretty Twitch friendly.
I'm not very twitchy. So
twitchy.
Yeah. But anyways,
I spend way too much time on Twitch.
I just
I have my own Twitch crew.
Well, yeah, so I don't get that whole Twitch thing. So I'm old. You're lucky I have a smartphone.
Yeah.
But
I have one still playing Christmas music. So
yes, she did. I heard it. Yes, it was the Grinch. I want to make sure we're streaming to my other place. So let me.
Okay, it looks like it's on my page too. So
there we go. So I want to make sure we're okay. We're good. I always make sure we're on the other place too. Yeah, we're a little behind today.
We have a little bit of ring rust, as they say.
Yeah. But anywho,
so this is the first time back of the show for 4 months.
Yeah, since right before
5
Christmas.
months. So yeah,
right before Christmas. Yeah. We were supposed to be back the first week of January. Then I moved.
So and my housing situation exploded. So
yeah, you guys have both had tons of crises going on.
Yeah.
I'm still in the middle of one, and I just said I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
We're going.
I
didn't say whatever we're going. He said we're going, and I went.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we're going.
Yep. I had booked like the last 3 months, and then I was like, I'm not ready to come back yet. I just was not in that mental state where I could do anything. So
yeah.
The last couple of weeks, I started feeling better. I was like, I'm gonna do it now. So if I don't do it now, I'll keep putting it off, and it'll be December, and we still haven't come back yet. So, but anyways, we're here to talk about the misadventurers. So, if someone who doesn't know, what is the book or series about?
So it's an all-age series. It's about two misfits. They get expelled to the farthest reaches of the Nether-Earth, we call it, and they have to put their differences aside. One's a Viking princess, and one is he's a half-ling wizard, wannabe wizard. They have to put their differences aside, help each other come back, journey back home. So it's kind of like a buddy story, journey story. Katrina can kind of maybe fill in the gaps a little bit. She's good at the synopses and things like that. But Katrina edited it, proofread it. Then we had Nicholas as the artist. Did a great job. He works on books like Franklin and Ghost for Source Point. I worked with Garrett Gunn a bunch. And then Dave Lentz lettered the first issue, designed our logo, did design work and stuff like that. And then do you guys know Rob Jones?
No.
He letters a lot of books for like Source Point and stuff like that, but he came in and filled in the gap for issues 2 through 4. So 2 will be releasing next month. And he helped us out with letters for the rest of the issues. Because Dave's an in-demand guy, so he's busy, so we had to fill in the shoes.
Nice.
But
yeah, I was looking over it a little bit the other day, and I wound up showing it a little bit to somebody. To everybody.
To somebody. I showed it to somebody.
I'll show it to somebody. I don't know if they even want to look at it, but we'll show it to it anyway.
We reached our funding goal today. We did a flash campaign, 14 days, because we're trying to get all 4 issues in by September. And then Scoot will be collecting it as a graphic novel in the spring. So we had to be 6 months out from Kickstarter for them to be able to solicit it in Diamond and Lunar and then Simon & Schuster, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it was going to be Simon & Schuster. And so it's going to be kind of like those ones you see at Walmart, like the all-age graphic novel stuff.
Yeah, they described it as like the Captain Underpants digest size.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's going to be a thick book. It's like 128 or 132 pages or something like that. I'm not sure how much the Captain Underpants runs. I guess it's around there, 132 pages or so. But yeah, when we started a few years ago, our idea was always put out in comic book format. And then we joined Scout. We signed with Scout after we had a couple other publishers interested. They really wanted it. And then they started the Scoot line about a month or 2 after we signed. So they're like, hey, your book is all age appropriate, great for kids, it'd be perfect for the line. We'd love to include you, but we didn't know the publishing format and stuff like that. So they moved us over, got all the pages and all that are done, and then what they do is they do a preview issue, and then they do the graphic novel in that kind of like, I don't know what you call it, digest format.
Yeah, they're not quite. They're bigger than the manga ones, but not as big as your standard graphic novels.
Yeah. So we're like, you get some.
Yeah. Well,
so we're like, hey, we wanted in traditional comic book format, and we only had that previous issue, and so we decided to Kickstarter them just to get the ones out there in comic book format. So if we have a bunch of comic book friends that wanted it in that style, that format, so we figured we'd get them out, and then also we're going to be rolling up to a strategy tabletop game. So it's kind of a mix between like Candyland. You guys remember Candyland?
Yeah. Yep.
And it has some like some randomized card elements like Magic has. So it's like Magic the Gathering mixed with Candyland. So Nick was like, "What's Candyland?" So I was like, "Dude, you have to go back to the '80s." And Candyland was like the bomb back in the '80s.
How old are you? Like 2?
So, but
I'm
yeah,
the same age as my kids. They'd probably be like, "Candyland what?"
Yeah, Candyland what? But no, like once I explained to him, he was excited about. Then we worked through some of the mechanics and stuff. So if you all are interested, once we have kind of like a prototype ready and you want to play test it with us, we can do a play test, record it, get your guys' input before we go into like production of the game.
Awesome.
So
that'd be fun.
We got some like layouts that kind of look like Pokemon cards a little bit on the campaign for our promo cards. But they'll have like attack power, like a magic power, some kind of like health attribute, and then there's ways that they interact with the game board and battle the villains and stuff. So it's going to be a co-op game. You guys play a lot of co-op tabletop?
Not a whole lot. I played a lot of RPG stuff,
Okay.
But I mean, I guess it's about the same thing,
Yeah.
Anymore they are, you still got those elements to it.
Our big bad in this in the series is called the Sandwich, and you don't really see them. They kind of lurk in the background, but in the game, the Sandwich will be chasing your characters across the board, and they're trying to escape the wrath of the Sandwich and get to the end, battle the final boss, and get home before everyone loses. So
it's a sandwich.
The Sandwich.
The Sandwich.
Yeah. But I noticed something, Katrina. You don't look like the others. You need a hat and a beard. So you gotta Where's the cat? You gotta have a cat there.
I have one. He's sleeping.
That'd be hilarious if you had a trucker hat and like a fake beard like right by you.
I just tuck it on. I actually was. Oh, I don't know where it went. I had a Lone Wolf Comics hat.
Oh, I'll have to send you a fake beard.
Rob Malteri.
Rob Malteri.
Yeah, for the work I do with him on Snowpaw.
He's another local guy. I see him all the time when I go to local cons. But all right, we're gonna play the video if I can remember how to do this.
All right, I believe in you.
It's been so long. Let me start it and then pause it. If it'll work, because my great. All right, let me share the screen now. I'm gonna remember how to do that.
We all sit here awkwardly.
Yeah, it just takes me a few minutes because then I also have to like make sure you can hear it, and you don't want to see
what
me.
Hear it too.
Yeah, I mean, that's the wrong thing. There we go. I'll get there eventually. Let me see. Can we?
Hey, there we go. I see a screen.
All right, let me make it full screen, as full as I can, and then we're gonna make this full screen. Look at that! All right, here we go.
All right.
Welcome to the exclusive Kickstarter campaign for the Misadventurers. I'm Joseph, the writer and co-creator, and I'll be your host for the next couple of minutes. If you like Adventure Time or Dungeons & Dragons, then we think you're going to love this series. Over the past 3 years, Nicholas and I have poured our heart into creating a very vivid and imaginative world with larger-than-life characters, and I've cherished every moment of it. The full 4-issue arc is already complete, and with your help, we can realize it in printed format ahead of its graphic novel debut in the spring of 2023. The world of the Misadventures doesn't end with the comics, however. We have so much more planned, from a strategic tabletop game to an animated series. But for now, let's hear from the master of Misadventures himself, Nicholas.
Hi everyone, I'm Nick, and wait a second.
There you go, much better. And I'm the artist and the co-creator of the Misadventurers. I like witches and monsters and silly stuff, and this comic has a little bit of everything in it, so I hope you like it.
Meet Jiminy, a wizard in training at the International Bureau of Sorcery. Part class clown and part amateur showman, he tries really hard to fit in. Unfortunately, he can never seem to get his magic spells quite right, even when he fails miserably at infusing his love of 80s cartoons into them. Jiminy and his best friend Cape are about to begin the journey of a lifetime. Meet Marius, a rough and tough Viking princess from Stonia with big ambitions. She won't quit until she is crowned the next champion of the Great Viking Games. When her father, the Viking King, finds out, he disapproves and sends her packing. Her exile sends her to the island of the Sandwich, where she has no food and no friends. That is, until she runs into Jiminy, who, much to her dismay, may be her only ticket home. The meeting begins on the wrong foot with an irritated Marius taking it out on Jiminy, until she realizes they are both in the same boat, far away from home and completely lost. Jiminy tries to get them home with a little magic, but fails in spectacular fashion. No matter how hard he tries to impress his new friend, he can't quite live up to his promises. Marius' patience for his parlor tricks runs out. There's only one thing on her mind, the Great Viking Games. She will stop at nothing to get home on time, even if it's at the expense of Jiminy and Kate.
So, this is where we need you. We've got some great rewards and even cooler stretch goals, but we spent all of our time and energy making the book as good as we possibly could, and we need your help to print it, starting from the very beginning. We hope you decide to back this campaign and to share it, and we look forward to celebrating with you when we announce our strategic tabletop game and animated series in the near future. From the entire Misadventures team, thank you, and bon voyage.
Okay. Oh, now we're all like spread out.
Like,
I got more room. I got elbow room.
I got all this room for activities now.
we can dance, yay!
Right,
I just want to say, did you see how nice that punctuation looked?
Perfect.
I was admiring it myself.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like double proofing as it was on screen. It's like, okay, it wasn't anything bad, right?
There we go.
That's I don't know if it's happened, but when I used to self-edit, I thought I went through it 20 times, sent it to the print, got it back after all the 1,000 or 2,000 issues were printed, and then I found a error, and I'm like, no, and then it's just every single time you read through the book, that's all you see is that gigantic punctuation.
I have a friend who I was super excited when I got the proof of I think it was Return to the Toy Store. It was either that or Apo's Army. I'm not sure which one of them was. But we went out to dinner and I was like so excited. He goes, "Did you bring it with you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
So I handed it to him. First page he opens to, he's like, "There's a mistake." And I'm like, "No, there's not a mistake." He goes, "That's supposed to be breath, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "How do you spell breath?" It's a Breath. He goes, "So there's no end on it? No E?" And I went, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me." So now, yeah.
It says breathe.
The first page he opened to.
Aww.
And it's probably the only mistake in the book, but I will never forget. that
Like, where were you when I was
I
proofing this before I sent it into print?
The 5 times I went through this book.
Don't you know you can never proof your own stuff because you
I
always miss
know,
something.
and I tell people that don't proof your own stuff.
Well, you'll miss stuff.
And this is why, because you may breathe right through a mistake.
Hey, I was lucky in one of my books I had an editor because I drew the wrong panel. I drew the wrong person. And they're like, I sent it to them and they're like, you know this, you drew the wrong person in this panel, right? I'm like, no, I didn't. So I had to go back through the script that I wrote that I drew the wrong. It's like, how did I do that? So it's like, so I have the original file that has the wrong thing.
Editors are important, folks.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much you need one until
you need one.
The mistakes on the page.
And so suddenly there's popcorn, and we don't know why.
Yeah, until you've spent a bunch of money to print books and realized no one can read the one page because you forgot to color in the word balloons. Yeah, I did that on my first book. And it was over a black, where it was shadow, so it was crap. But yeah, but we'll go ahead and go over it. If I can, let me try this. There we go. Now we're gonna actually look at the rest of the Kickstarter, and I gotta share that screen again.
So I just redesigned it. I made the rewards a little more graphically friendly.
Okay.
Not graphically violent.
No, not graphically violent.
Okay.
If they jump off the page at you now.
Yeah, that's it.
They're very aggressive.
Be aggressive. Okay. I'm trying to get into back where I want it to be, but of course it's not. So we're just going to share it as is. Okay. So obviously we watched the video, so it doesn't show us that great thing anymore. So you have 6 days left to go, and you said this is going to be you're running 14-day campaigns.
Yep.
So when will the issue 2 then launch?
So we're going to try to launch that in, I guess as soon as Kickstarter allows us to run it, because all the art's done, and obviously we want to get everyone's rewards out to them in time. So we're going to kind of get that going in the background, and then and hopefully start rolling with the second campaign. So
it'll be at least 2 weeks, because
probably kicking off around the 27th of May.
Okay.
Maybe the last week, and we'll try to keep that to a 14-day campaign as well.
Yeah. It's a good number of backers. I mean, just because that's my favorite number.
Is it?
Yeah. So I guess we went through a little bit of this, and this is like the map of. So, the art in this is just great. I was going through it, and I was like, "This is incredible." And who was the artist again? Nick.
Yeah, Nicholas Torres. He studies a lot of manga and animation style.
Yeah.
So his art, like you can tell, it's I don't know. I call it animation ready.
Yeah.
And in the video, I edited the video and I added little elements that I don't know, like sound effects or little visual effects. It kind of gives like a glimpse at what like a motion comic could be, or even like animation could be. Because his colors are very vivid.
Yeah. And how many pages? You might have said.
It'll be a 32-page book. I think of actual story, it's around 26 or 27.
And here's all your. Oh, who's this person? What in the world? Katrina Roeitz.
Yeah.
Roeitz.
Something like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get down through. I mean, the art is just so good for what it is. 'Cause a lot of times matching the art to the story type is really important. I think some people well, this is the art I like, but it doesn't fit the story you're trying to tell.
Sure.
And this kind of really gives it together. So you have your digital tier, obviously, it's your $5, and then for a physical copy, you get to $10. That's your basic stuff, and then promo cards. So these are kind of what
the
card
Pokemon
game
card.
Yeah,
and they'll be playable in our tabletop game. So there'll be, I don't know, we have kind of a set of 100 set up, and they'll be randomized, the ones that you play throughout the game. So there'll be villain cards, there'll be hijinks cards, there'll be treasure and equipment cards, and then there'll be the character cards. I think one of those is a trap card and 2 character cards in the image.
And then you have a gold foil cover. Oh, it's a commission. Okay, I was like, what?
Yep.
I was trying to figure out that one. And then a holo foil tier. That's $30. And then these also, you get all the stretch goals along with it.
Yep.
So, and then you can get 3 covers. And then I see some, you have other covers too, right?
Yeah, if you keep scrolling down to the add-ons.
Yeah, okay, that's where they were. I remember just seeing something. There we go. So that's your basic cover. Oh, that's a scoot cover, right?
Yeah, that's a standard preview edition for number 1 or whatever you want to call it. And that's the ash can. I think it was a 6 or 8 page preview.
Stickers.
Ooh, there's stickers.
Yeah.
And then that's a color your own Kit Wallace cover.
Oh, nice. It's just a black and white variant.
And then that's the clamshell VHS.
Whoa.
You guys remember the clamshell?
Yeah, the old Disney.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
the full color Kit Wallace one.
Nice. So, all that cool stuff. We have So we're already funded, so that's always good because
Yay!
Good. And 34 back, so 6 days. What? So it'll be next Thursday. Does it end?
I think Friday at 9, so same time as we kicked off the show tonight.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
If you scroll down, James, to the stretch goals,
Yeah, let me.
it was right before add-ons, I think.
Yeah.
Did I go too far? No. Roll in. There we go.
Past all the basic rewards.
There's stretch goals. So like 1,500, you have wallpaper. Not for in your house, people.
Oh,
I guess you could print it and you could.
I guess you could.
I had Smurf wallpaper as a kid in my bedroom.
Let's say my living room needs a makeover.
And then at $2,000, you'll get the stickers. Oh, a bookmark at 2,500.
We just added the $3,000 level. Might be a stretch for the first campaign. Hopefully, maybe the second campaign. Have you heard of Big J Customs?
Yeah.
They do custom pop vinyl or pop figures. So they're going to do a custom, when we get there, a version of Marius, our main character.
Oh, fun.
Ooh.
With the big horns and everything.
So your custom D&D style chibis and 3-panel comic strips added to expanded print edition, upgraded to 40 pages. We also include a character source book and additional cover art.
Now you got to get to the next one. The next one's like what's really important.
Stickers upgraded to a 4-pack.
4-pack, guys.
Including Nick and Joseph. So if you like Joe's hat,
you can get a sticker.
That's what's important. More stickers.
More stickers.
Because I don't have enough of those, but
right.
I cover my laptop in them, so that's what's good about them.
I did my last laptop, and then I was sad because I got a new laptop, and I didn't have all my old stickers on it.
Oh.
Some of those you can't get back.
Well, that's just it. Some of them aren't replaceable, and so like I haven't even gotten rid of the old laptop yet. Like I should, because it's not any good to me. But I'm like, but my stickers are on it.
Oh, I still have my stickers.
I know. I'm like 5 years old.
Hey, I like
can't help
stickers.
it.
Hey, there's something about being never wanting to grow up. There was do you know Cody from Comic Chat Authority?
Mm-hmm.
So we did Nick was on and we did a show for a Comic Chat Authority, and he said, give us a quote. I was like, what do I want to say? And someone said, I'm a really big deal in really small circles and stuff like that. And I said, we refused to grow up, so we created this comic book instead. So
hey, King Daniel.
King Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
I'll give you your proper respect. It's King Daniel.
King Daniel. King of what? We don't know. But he is the king.
James, do you know if someone posts a comment in beyond YouTube, like say it was restreaming on my page, do you know if you would see it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
Because we're trying to get a live stream where Nick's showing people how to draw our one character going on Tuesday, and we didn't know if we could like restream that or rebroadcast that to different channels and watch all the comments and stuff if people have questions.
Yes, I mean the ones that you actually stream to you can see, but I don't know if it's shared out.
Restreamed, because
like I said, Facebook and StreamYard just don't get along. I don't know why. But almost everyone once in a while I'll come into StreamYard and Facebook will have removed all of my permissions, so I have to go through and put them all up again. And like I said at the beginning, when I set this up, it says it's for that I have it for public, but it always sends it to just my friends. So I have to go in once it starts and switch it because Facebook doesn't like them. But because they want you to use their thing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They want you to go Facebook Live, but it's not as good. So, but I don't have my little notebook with all my crazy questions in it today. I was just all off. I went and seen Doctor
went to
Strange
the movies
right before this. So I literally got home
Let's be honest about why you're behind.
I am.
You went to the movies.
I went to the movies because I had to go see it before I had it spoiled for me on anything else. So,
is it worth the hype?
You're asking the wrong person because I grew up watching crappy superhero movies.
Okay, so everything's good.
Every time I could see a superhero movie, it's all good. So
even Boba Fett.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I mean, it's not what I would want, but I didn't mind it. You notice how the show only got good when the Mandalorian
came in.
Yeah.
The Black Saber, was that in Mandalorian, or was that the first time the Black Saber appeared?
No, it was in Mandalorian.
It was, okay.
Yeah, the second season. Well, it shows up at the end of the first season, and then the second season where he gets control of it and all that good stuff.
Because all the backstory happened, and then the Black Saber happened. I'm like, whoa, where'd this come from?
Yeah.
This is exciting. Let's watch.
Yeah, that goes back to the cartoon, the old Black Saber. Well, actually, it goes back before that. It was the Dark Saber, and George Lucas actually wrote about it. Yes, Russ, Moff Gideon had it on in the first season. But
what's going on, Russ?
It goes back, to the books. There was actually a Dark Saber kind of thing in the books, and then when Disney got rid of everything that happened in the books, the guys did Clone Wars and stuff, and they do all the Disney shows. They've been bringing some of that stuff back because they're like, well, we like that stuff. So that's how we got Grand Admiral Thrawn back, and all those guys, because Disney said those people, that stuff never happened. I'll say, did he type that twice? But no, it just showed up. All right. I don't have my questions. Hey,
wing it.
Talk amongst yourself. Let me give you a topic. Why do we park on driveways and drive in a parkway? Discuss. I'll be back.
Ah!
Did they call them parkways here?
No.
That's the UK thing, right?
I think so. It's not a US thing as far as I'm aware.
Well, I mean, they start putting more roundabouts and stuff.
Unless it's like in a ritzy place.
Yeah.
Maybe ritzy places have parkways.
There's a parkway on my Monopoly board.
There you go. And that's the rich area, so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, JW there. Diginos.
So, how's your new book coming along? The one
It's coming along. Hey, Flyg. I can't put it up on screen. He has all the controls. I just sit here, but Flyg said hello. So hello, Flyg.
Hey, what's going on?
I have finished all but about 6 or so stories for it. So it's coming along. With all the stress and everything in the last few months, I haven't written hardly anything. And
yeah, it's tough.
Last night I had a little bit of a breakthrough and got through 2 more stories. So I was like, yay! And I sent them. I have one friend I send them all to. And his job is to tell me if they're garbage or not. He's yet to tell me what is garbage. So I'm not sure I should trust him. When they always say good things, you kind of start.
Is he one of those friends?
I'm hoping not. So far, I've never had anybody come back and go, "What is this trash you're writing?" Nobody's been unhappy and tried to return the books to me. So I assume they're pretty good. Yeah, Russ Cassidy said he's probably off writing the questions right now. He probably is, or he's looking for his notebook in a box. He's going to come back with, what's the most underrated superhero? I just know it.
No, because you're going to say Batman, and we don't want.
Because I'm going to say Batman, because I always say Batman.
That's right.
Or sorry, the most overrated, not underrated.
Yes.
Most overrated.
Wait, was the Batman overrated or underrated in your eyes?
I haven't watched it yet. I don't have. I haven't had 3 hours to sit and watch it because I'm one of the people.
My kids. My oldest and his dad watched the first hour and a half and then had to go do something. I don't think they ever went back.
Yeah.
He
just said it's long.
Yeah.
And I think it's
the problem
too intellectual for my kids. I don't know.
The problem is, I run into this with a lot of things because it's on streaming. So I figure, I can watch it whenever.
Yeah.
So it's I'm not in a rush. Because as soon as I found out, it was going to be on HBO 45 days after it premiered.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I'll just wait to watch it at home.
Wait,
because I'm already paying for HBO Max. So.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, now I can watch it whenever. So I always say, well, the NHL playoffs are on. I can't watch that whenever.
That's
so it's just I keep making excuses.
Yeah, you gotta have your list of gotta watch now, and then your list of we'll watch eventually.
It'll get to it.
Yeah.
Most of my list it'll get to it eventually.
That's how you should see my Netflix queue. It's terrible.
I don't think I've watched anything on my Netflix queue since I got Netflix.
Yeah,
I swear to God, I built this great queue and just never go back and watch any of it. Because something else comes out. And then I'm like, oh, I should watch that. Uh-oh.
Ready?
No.
All right.
I need a drink. Okay.
And this might even be from investment, but if a superhero dies, should they stay dead?
Should they stay dead?
Or have a successor? So
okay, so a successor though is somebody new in the same role.
Yeah,
so
kind
Robin
of when
taking over for Batman or something.
Yeah, kind of like when Bruce died in the comic books. Dick took over as Batman for a while.
Oh, that actually happened. I thought I was making that up.
Twice.
I thought I was making it up.
Yeah.
Here's big surprise. Katrina doesn't read.
No Batman.
Has no comics. She edits comics and stuff, but she has no comic experience. So
that's why I didn't ask you to do my Wednesday show. Because we talk about comics on there, and
now,
I just realized.
Keep in mind, I ran a review site for 10 years.
I know. So that's why I thought Katrina would be good for. Then I thought, wait, no, she doesn't read comics.
No, she doesn't know anything about comics. She just told other people what to do for 10 years.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, for anybody who's looking for geekorama.net, I did not pull the site down. I don't know if the host has removed the site. It's something I have to look into, so I'm just letting you guys know. I didn't even know it was down, to be honest, until one of the people that used to work for me was looking for a past review to show somebody, and the site has just disappeared. Well, that's not good since I'm still paying for the domain and everything.
That's okay. I've had my domain for Hooligan Alley Comics for years, and I can't figure out how to hook it up to my site. So I have a site that I've paid for, and I have my domain I've paid for, and I can't seem to get them to connect.
James, if you send me the information, I'll help you out.
All right.
Yeah. It's just
get that. That's
it's just logging into your whoever you own your domain with, and then changing a couple settings.
Yeah, because I've done it before, but then I've had to change something, and now I can't get it to communicate, and I'm lost. So
okay. So
the question.
Can I answer that? I guess it depends on the caliber of the character.
Yeah, that's kind of
right. Like when Superman died, I mean, you can't. Come on, you got to have him back, right?
But they do already have his son, who is really what DC's trying to push as Superman now. So
see, I'm kind of I guess think of it almost like in a corporate sense. Does he already have somebody? He or she already have somebody that's training or kind of ready to step into that role? If not, then no. That's it.
In my experience in reading comics, I think DC sets up that a lot. Almost all of their superheroes have a sidekick. When you think of, they've all had somebody that's what the Teen Titans is built on. Is the sidekicks of these the main superheroes. They're tired of being the sidekicks, and they want to do their own thing. So, but when
they created Nightwing, I mean, wasn't that the core concept there behind Nightwing? Yeah,
because he didn't want to be Nightwing, but in fact, he didn't want to be Robin anymore. And when you find out the whole reason Batman has Robin, it's kind of evil, why he dresses him in bright colors, and where Batman's all in his dark colors, and he makes Robin wear all these bright colors. So they'll
target.
Exactly, that's what it is.
Wow.
Batman can hide back in the shadows, but Robin, there's no hiding from that.
And that's why also the old Batman suit had the yellow on the bat so people would target that, and that's where he'd have the most armor. Because why wouldn't you just shoot him in the face?
Well, if you
Good
can't
point.
see his face.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Since neither of you draw, that question won't go well.
Neither of us draw. Hey, I do really good stick figures. Don't mock
I have my my
skills.
little sketch game.
Don't mock our artistic talents.
Hey, mine isn't that great anymore either. So would you rather, if you were in a comic, would you rather be a hero or a villain, and why?
If you're a villain, do you get away with it?
Yeah.
Or are you a villain that gets punished?
Am I ending up in prison?
Well, if you're in comic books, you know that never sticks anyways. I mean,
That's true.
But you're a villain on the run then.
Yeah.
That might be more fun. I don't know.
I think it'd be more fun to be a villain, and people wouldn't expect me to be a villain.
Like wrestling villains, like anybody who's been a professional wrestler, they'll tell you it's funner being the bad guy because you don't have rules. You can really get away with anything, and they don't expect you to. Whereas if you're Hulk Hogan for your whole life, you got to take your vitamins, say your prayers, and
And I look like the standard soccer mom, so nobody would expect
you to be the
villain. Stalker mom or serial killer.
Stalker mom.
Stalker mom.
Oh wait, I gotta write that idea down.
Yeah, write that down for anybody snags that one.
Yeah.
Russ Cassidy, we're looking at you. Don't be stealing no ideas.
Yeah. All right. I guess I could ask you some real questions, but is there any? I got to try to read now. I have my glasses, so this is gonna stick with me. Is there anything the readers need to know going into this book? So is there?
With misadventures?
Be prepared to have fun.
Is there anything?
Yeah, no, we just. So it's a love letter to like 80s and 90s cartoons. So that's kind of my first love, what I grew up on, and so we try to infuse that into the comic book and the spells. And Katrina's like, "What's up with the punctuations on the spells?" But
I do. I'm like, no, stop doing that. And he does it
I told you to do that 5 times, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a thing that we do.
I said no, and 6 times he said yes.
So I was persistent, and I guess I won.
Well, when you're the one sending it to the letterer, there's not a whole much I can do at that point.
That's true. No, but yeah, and then we try to. There's no adult situations or cursing or stuff like that, but there's in the way that we have puns and the humor that we have. I think that it's enough for an adult reader to pick up, enjoy it, and then obviously the art style is geared towards kids of all ages. So someone that's 6 years old can pick it up, can read it. There might be a little bit some vocabulary words here and there, but it should be an easy read. And then of course there's something for adults too. The nostalgia, and I think the style of Nick's art, I think it's pretty timeless. I don't think it really, limits itself to a particular age range, though it does have that animated feel to it.
You're never too old to watch cartoons.
I know, right?
Not. And I would say definitely if you're a child of the 80s and that kind of thing, you're going to catch these.
Yeah.
I mean, I picked them up as we were going through, and I was just like, these are so funny. But the thing is, they're not so out of place that they're going to take a kid out of the story if they don't recognize, what one of them is.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Mike's really good with that. Our developmental editor, he's really good at like kind of mixing in nuances and stuff like that. With our other project that Katrina works with us on, Heroes for Causes, we do cause-based books, and we'll always do something like cystic fibrosis, or we'll do something like pediatric brain cancer or children's diabetes. And we told them, this isn't an educational book. It's not an educational manual what, children's diabetes is, how it affects people. We're going to try to tell this story in an entertaining way. And then as you go back, you kind of unwrap peel the layers of the onion back. You're like, oh, this is why they're taking this reading. This is what this reading means. This is what it means to be, up or down or whatever. So people that aren't familiar with the cause can learn about it. But it's not like, this is diabetes. This is when it was first founded. This is the advancements in technology we've had. So just keeping it lighthearted, and I guess that's our take with the misadventures. Just kind of a lighthearted, like whimsical, zany kind of a deal. We have singing trees, rock star trees. We have pumpkin hillbillies.
Yeah.
We have abominable snow babies. So just a bunch of cute, kind of like if you're watching an episode of Powerpuff Girls. They had the Amoeba Bros and villains that you would never expect, but ended up making the page just because they're cute and they're kind of off the wall kind of characters. So.
And the characters in this story, which I can't remember, Jiminy and
Marius, yeah.
Marius, that's it. I should be able to know that. That's like
you would think that I'd be able to rattle it off, and I blinked for a second there, and I went.
But Marius, from Les Miserables.
Right.
Hey, there could be
why didn't that pop right into my head?
An homage there.
Yeah, come on. But anyways, how do these characters? Along with the other characters, I'm trying to think how I can put this, because I just put down notes and I gotta make sentences in my head. Were these characters? I mean, obviously, you like all of your characters, but of all the characters you've created, where do these ones is it? See, like in books I've made, I have characters that I like more than other characters, just like parents like certain kids more than they like. You're not supposed to say it, but you all know.
No admissions online.
I'm not saying anything that can be used against me in a court of law.
But so like even when I write stories, there's certain characters in certain books that mean more to me than other characters. So where would you say in all of your characters that where these characters are to you, like what they mean to you?
So I guess I don't know, Katrina, when you're writing books and stuff like that, and editing, you or reading, and James, you too, when you're reading a book, you kind of gravitate towards certain characters because they're likable, right? Mm-hmm. And they can be a villain that's likable because they've had a bad go at things, they're down on their luck, and you connect with them because they're a likable character. Because on the surface, maybe they're bad, but Gru, or is his name Gru from Despicable Me?
Yeah,
he's a likable character because even though he's a villain on the outside, he's a terrible villain, and he has a good heart, a good core. So I guess Marius and Jiminy, I think they're just really likable characters to begin with, and I think that makes them kind of near and dear to me. But you guys can maybe both talk about this. It kind of, when you go watch a movie and you go with a group of friends or your kids or significant others, whatever, it kind of puts you in a different frame of mind, right? And if you go see a movie and you're on your own or you're with some acquaintances or something, it kind of gives you a different feel for the movie. So I think that my perspective on these being some of my favorite characters is kind of tainted because Nick is so likable as a personality and as a person and artist and stuff like that. So these characters have definitely grown on me a lot more so than I think any of my other characters. And I don't know, like I said on the Comic Chat Authority chat, I think this is, of the two favorite projects I have, this is one. And the other one is the Heroes for Causes project, just because they're the most team oriented, like having Katrina on the team, having Mike on the team, having those guys and gals back on the projects. It's like a mini family, the comic book family and stuff like that. And then, it just makes those more enjoyable. And now you have kind of a team moving towards the same goal rather than, I don't know, maybe James, you can talk about this, but like your first book or your first character you ever created, and maybe you're on your own. It was like you sitting in a room, drawing and drawing and drawing, or writing and writing and writing, and then trying to put it out to the world. And, there's struggles in that, and it creates your character, your self character, builds it up. But there's no like teamwork or team synergy in that.
Yeah.
With the misadventures, I'm like, well, shoot, we need to succeed because we need to put out more books, and so we can continue to work with Katrina and Mike and Nick and Dave and Rob. So they've grown on me. This is about 3 years on the making right now with the misadventures for our first arc. I think it's part the style, the art style, part Nick's personality. If you read and as you read the book, you can kind of see how it's infused in the characters, because all of the expressions are very vivid, kind of like you're watching an anime or something like that. So he like goes, overly dramatic with, fearful or anxious, or like the little ice cube on the head. Like, those are ways that he infused personalities into the character. So I think because of that, they're very near to me, and I hope, when people start reading the book, they feel the same way.
Because I know in my books there's characters that I've created. Some of them are like, when I first created characters, I really liked this one, but as it goes along, my one book, Project 34, there's characters that other people read it have liked better than I thought they would. Like, so then it kind of like changed. I was like, well, maybe I need to start writing more for this character, because that's the character people are liking.
Yeah.
So it just goes that way.
I had that with one of the last books I did for Russell Nolte. I had this character that I, for whatever reason, got attached to, and I should know better because Russell always kills those off. Every time I get attached to a character, but that one surprised him. He was like, "You got attached to that one?" Like, he had no redeeming qualities about him. I was like, I don't know. I guess I was looking for a comeback arc or something with this guy. Not page 10, he's obliterated. Whatever it was. But I think that surprises us sometimes. Like you, JW, and Russell Allen are obsessed with this character named Rocky in my books. Yeah. And he's a great character, don't get me wrong, and he's fun. I mean, the first story that I wrote with him was a lot of fun, but I kept thinking, of all the characters, there's 20 plus characters, you guys have honed in on this one cat. And they're like,
maybe it's the name, I don't know.
We need fan art. We need 14 more stories with this cat.
I did a picture of Rocky, so just...
No, you did a cat or a teddy bear dressed up as Rocky.
Yeah.
Dressed up as Rocky. Russell Allen did fan art of Rocky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten like all the way through a book or a graphic novel that you were like writing or drawing and realized that the main character you thought was the main character isn't really the main character?
Yeah, it's like I started out the story with it being about this person, but by the end you're like, yeah, it's not about them. It's about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Doctor Strange. It shouldn't be called Doctor Strange.
Spoilers.
It's not a spoiler. It just shouldn't be called Doctor Strange. It's all
We're not going to say that it should be called, but go see it and find out.
WandaVision 2, maybe. I don't know. Shh. So in the first issue, do you have a favorite page or a panel?
Let me see if I can... Yeah, Nick, we had it out the other day, and Nick was, I was giving Nick like panels, like, should we share this one? Should we share this one? What do you think? And a couple panels I picked out, he's like, that's my favorite. There's, as you scroll through the Kickstarter, obviously those are some of my favorite ones. But the one page where he's kind of doing his incantation, and he has the skull eye and the star eye, and he's got his hands up. I think that kind of begins to show you what the character is about, because we got this character that's a showboat. He's trying to be a wizard. He's trying to impress all his friends, and I won't give any spoilers away, but as his character arc continues, it starts out as his downfall, and it becomes something different by the end of the book.
That picture right there.
Yeah. And I think it's because the colors are vibrant, kind of reveals a little bit about the character, and I think it's what makes a character likable. Katrina, I don't know, you've as you edit and stuff like that, you can kind of pick up on things that make characters likable, and it's just a character being flawed, right? If you have a perfect character that has no flaws, it's kind of hard to connect, and I think that's kind of what makes character likable. Can you connect to them? Because do they feel like a flawed human? Because we all are. So just the fact that, kind of like the story of Job or whatever, they keep getting defeated, and you're like, okay, come on, let's cheer for this character. they've got to win eventually. So hopefully that's what you get by the end of the series. And then beyond that, if you keep scrolling, there's a scene where Marius is kind of shouting up into the sky. The Viking King is kind of looming over behind her and kind of plucks her up by the back of her shirt. It might be the next image. Yep, that's the one. So there's a little flashback with her kind of in her imaginative world with her little bird Blue, even though he's red. and then the Viking King behind kind of being that overbearing force. So yeah, these characters, they learn a lot. I think maybe it's because of the age of the characters being younger. They learn a lot, so I think they have a full story arc. And then they grow individually, and then they grow as kind of like, a friendship or a buddy pair.
Yeah. I like the sound effect. Nab. Just nab.
Yeah, when we were discussing the book, because we wanted to keep it lighthearted and campy and stuff, I guess there's a term for that. And I don't know if Katrina, you told me or Mike told me, it's non-onomatopoeia.
It must be probably Mike.
I guess it's an actual.
I would have cried trying to type out onomatopoeia.
Yeah, I've tried to retype that multiple times. It doesn't happen.
It's one of those words that takes me like 5 times to get right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you put it in spell check, it still doesn't know what type you're talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't know what it is.
Well, it might know that word, but if you throw non in front of it, then it's not a word anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, spell check.
And so I guess all these like actions, I guess, are pretty transparent. Like when he's brushing something off of his sleeve.
Yeah.
So instead of like doing shh or like whatever the actual sound effect it would be, let's just put brush in there. Yeah. Because it gives it more of a juvenile flair, I think. And that's kind of what we were going with, being lighthearted and kind of being the zaniness. So we just kind of embraced it, and we rolled out. So Dave was great with the first issue. He incorporated a lot of those like non-onomatopoeia elements pretty natively. So if you read real quick, you can probably glance over them. But if you take a closer look, you'll pick them up.
Yeah. So last question. Can you tease a scene that is going to make people want to buy this, if not just this issue, but maybe the whole series? Is there like a special scene?
The last page, last scene. And I'm not even joking. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to buy the whole series to get there. But it was the one that excited me the most.
There you go. You got to read all 4 issues. Back all 4 before you can get to that scene.
But when you do, you can send me a note that says thank you. You were right. That was the best scene.
Yeah, we, at the end of every issue, if you're doing issue breakdowns and stuff, you try to do a little teaser element. So every kind of end of all 4 issues, or 3 issues, leads into something what's mysterious or whatever. So at the end of issue 1, you see this weird, like strange building in the middle of the desert, right? You don't know what it is, but it's curious because you want to know why this weird, like, I don't know, what would you call it? Like a magical castle is existing in the middle of the desert when there's nobody else around for miles. And then we're going to tease our second cover pretty soon. So I guess we can talk about it. But in the second issue, there's going to be robotic divas, and they're little like robot like mini princesses or whatever.
Nice.
And they have a ringleader. So that's kind of like our first villain that you get introduced to. And that's what you kind of get a taste for at the end of issue 1. So kind of gives you that cliffhanger into issue 2. And that cover, I don't know if you've seen it. Katrina, did you see the cover for issue 2? It was part of our original pitch packet. And it has Marius holding Jiminy, escaping a legion of robotic divas chasing them from behind. So for some reason, that image, Nick's like, I could never replicate that if I had to. But it kind of represents the whole series, I think. You got the tough and gruff Viking princess who always wants to fight the boys, and then you got the guy who he's kind of like the scaredy cat, right? And he's always trying to impress people by being a showboat. So that kind of gives you a little glimpse at, if they're getting out of trouble, it's probably because Marius is is using her physical force and getting them out of there. Or Jiminy has a way to get people out of sticky situations too, and you get to read that in the second issue.
And he has a really cool cape.
Yeah, he has a cape that's alive, and it's his best friend.
Nice. Okay.
And his name is Cape.
Yes. Not hard to remember. His name is Cape.
And Marius's red bird is called Blue.
Yes. We decided to only confuse you with one sidekick.
Oh,
not both. Not both.
Well,
of them.
Yeah, what's the opposite of cape?
You shorts on a cloak.
Yeah.
No, it could be cloak.
We should have called him shoe or something like that.
Cloaks have hoods, though.
No, they don't.
Don't they?
No.
Isn't that the difference between a cloak and a cape?
I don't know, but Doctor Strange says he wears a cloak and not a cape.
Well, if Doctor Strange says it,
it must be true.
I sit corrected.
See?
I'm not arguing with Benedict Cumberbatch.
But also, we had agreed, but you said you were going to give away 2 signed issues tonight. And,
hey, guys, be excited because I don't even have one of these yet.
Yeah.
I didn't get you one yet?
No, I think we were waiting until like we had multiple projects lined up and just gonna
shipping such a pain in the butt.
Do one package.
But so we had 8 people interact with us, whether through likes, shares, and people.
Hello, people. Welcome back.
And who commented. So I've assigned them numbered between 1 and 8. Now I just got to bring it up so that people could see that I'm not cheating. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Cheating. Oh, you just erased it all, so
yeah,
you know.
Now I got to make that an 8 and not a 36. Okay.
1 through 36.
Well, because I use this random number thing for lots of stuff in my life.
Oh, random number generator.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, I say you could just say 1 through 8, and Joe and I could each pick a number, but you know, you want to be all techie with it.
We might be in on it though.
Yeah, I'm doing
right.
We could have gone to the back room and discussed
it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to hit it because it all automatically gives you one. Now I got to do it. 1. So number one is Mog Park.
Mog,
all right.
Yay.
Hey, Mog.
So
hey,
Mog, if you're still watching, get Joseph or myself your information, and
don't give it to me because
she'll lose it, or she won't even know what it's for. Okay,
well, now your address.
Like, thanks, Mog. Now I'm gonna keep sending you stuff.
No.
Okay, so now we're gonna see what the next one is. Come on, number 2.
Number 2, easy. My favorite number,
and that is John Westhoff.
All right.
Oh, yay!
So, John, again, if you're watching the show, still watching. If not, I'm going to send each of them a message after the show, let them know they won, to get in contact with us and give us their information. But congratulations to Mog and John. I hope you enjoy the book. I want to thank you for coming on, Joseph, at our Season 2 premiere. Hopefully, by the end of the season, we'll know how to do this a little bit better.
No.
But I doubt it, because last year at the end of the season I was still just happy. So, but again, thanks for stopping by. Just so everyone knows, on Wednesdays I will be having a new show. I haven't named it yet, but it's going to be more of a comics podcast where we're going to do some reviews of mainstream and independent comics, and we're going to have a small interview section on there. Not as long, it's going to be about 15 minutes, maybe more. Dustin Brunel is going to be our guest on there. And I have a couple people. We're going to have like rotating co-hosts on there. So if you want to catch that on Wednesday nights, and we'll be back here next Friday night. I don't have a guest lined up yet. So it'll be a mystery to you and me. So we'll see what happens.
Surprise.
Be the masked guest.
Yeah.
Just sit there with a paper bag.
That's actually
not a plastic bag, because that's dangerous.
It's true.
Well, did you ever know like how people can come on and they don't want to show the picture, so it's just the audio? So we'll have somebody like that.
A little black circle.
We'll have a circle, and then you have to guess who it is by their voice.
I like
that.
That
That would be a neat idea.
That's a good idea.
That would be fun.
No, don't steal that either. Come on, that's
Yeah,
Write it down. Write that down.
Write it down. It's copyrighted.
It's already live. I already found. I can go back and say, hey, look, this is when this aired. I came up with the idea first. But again, thank you for coming into the Hangout with us all. Make sure you get on the Kickstarter, The Misadventurers. It's now on Kickstarter. You have 6 more days, so next Friday or so.
So don't wait. Do it now.
Do it now. But,
if you wait, you'll forget.
Yep, you'll be like me. Like I forget everything. But let me get back to the show so I can see what I'm doing. All right. Well, I was like way over here. I was like talking and not even on the camera. All right. And Joseph, if anybody here wanted to find your stuff, because obviously you do more than this comic, where could they find you out in the world of the interwebs?
Interwebs. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Joseph A. Michael, and then my website, josephamichael.com.
Nice and easy.
Look at that smart branding.
Yeah, all one thing. Hey, mine is the same. Anyone ask me, like, where can I just look up Hooligan Alley Comics to find me.
Mine is mostly the same. My Instagram is different.
No,
I was trying to tag you guys, and I always have to like go in and do a Google search sometimes if it doesn't come up right away.
What is her team thing?
Yeah, I'm bad at that on Twitter. I'm constantly like I have to bring up 2 Twitter pages. One where I'm actually writing the tweet, and the other one where I can search what they're
actually find who they are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, most of my stuff is my website's Life with Katie or KatrinaRotes.com or CatScratchPress.com. They all go to the same place. My Twitter is at Katrina Rotes, but then my Instagram was at Life with Katie. So it was branded together, but then when Cat Scratch Press kind of started taking over.
Like me, I tried to like separate my real life and my thing. That's why I have my real name and then my JW name. But
I can't. It's too much work for me. I don't remember. It's like I have the author page on Facebook, and 9 times out of 10 I forget to post anything there.
It's hard to keep all that stuff updated, especially if you're running like multiple pages.
Page.
Well,
I realized that my blog on my website hasn't been updated since my last campaign, which was like what, October.
Now we're getting all these other people coming in, and too late. We already drew the winners. You're too late. You don't get a free comic.
Hello, Matt. Hello, Alan.
Too late.
I don't know any of these people.
Well, Matt's my nephew.
I don't know. Right.
Alan. Yes.
I don't know, but Alan said hi to Matt, so maybe they know each other.
They know each other. They have the same thing on their Facebook.
They do have the same logo or what profile pic. That's what I'm looking for. Logo.
Yeah, that's strange.
Talking branding now. I'm talking logos.
Yeah. Like my JW Sims Facebook page was where I'm supposed to do all my art and stuff, and I'm too lazy to do it, so it barely ever gets updated. But I did have a friend message me, and I felt really bad because he had died, and he had messaged me on there, and I thought he was mad I hadn't talked to him for like so long. And I went back to that page. I went back to that page, and he had messaged me on there, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It's like,
oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, I should check that more often because a lot of people do know me as JW instead of my real name. But
which we all say all the time anyway.
Yeah. So. Travis, that's because Travis, like when he puts my name and stuff, he always puts my real name, and his wife has to keep telling him that's not the name he uses for name. My business name.
I have a client who insists on putting my editorial credits in his book as Cat Rotes. Has since the first time I worked with him. I don't know why. Because I guess that's how he thinks of me, so that's how he thinks everybody should think of me.
Now I know. Alan is mine and Matt's friend, Dave. We call him Dave.
Alan is Dave. No wonder we couldn't figure it out.
That's what it is. And Dave, that's why they're both firemen in the same fire station. And that's
okay.
As soon as he said, since Alan's here, I'm leaving, then I knew it was Dave. Because we all play Fortnite together, and we rip on Dave all the time. But Anyways, we're overtime now.
Anyways,
Now we're in overtime. We're just babbling. That's how you know it's time to go. So
that's what we do.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. And remember, go out there and read some comics. Get on Kickstarter, the other place, Indiegogo, Go-Go Boots, whatever it's called.
And spay and neuter your pets.
Yes, spay. Yes, Bob Barker. Spay and neuter your pets.
It's kitten season, okay? Please spay and neuter your pets.
Hey, the animal shelter here in Pittsburgh this weekend they're giving discounts for people who
they are locally here. It's
adult dogs because
adult dogs. Okay, we're doing locally around here. There's a clear the shelter where all dogs or cats or kittens even are discounted because the shelters are just overflowing.
Because people got stuff when they were in COVID, and now
COVID,
they're allowed.
I saw something really sad though on. See, we're babbling. This is what we do.
So
one of the parents group. My youngest goes to Michigan State. It's end of semester, and I saw one of the parents post on one of the parents groups going, "Please, if your child got a pet, specifically a cat, while at school, and you can't take them home with you, don't just put them outside."
Yeah.
You know, there are plenty of rescue organizations or whatever locally that would, take them in, no questions asked. Please don't just dump them in downtown Lansing.
Yeah, that would not be fun.
Yeah, we're not talking a rural place. We're talking middle of a big city. Well, big city for Michigan. Michigan doesn't have giant cities, but.
And I'm going to share out the link one more time for the Kickstarter. So hopefully that'll go everywhere.
So take care of your animals.
Yes. Yes. And
that's my soapbox topic for the evening.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Joseph, anytime you just want to come back, I know you'll be back. You have a couple books coming out, and I know that you always have something going on. Like you're one of our regulars on the show. Like you've been on a couple times. So welcome back. And be here next week, and we'll all be surprised to who our special maybe guest is.
Otherwise, you'll hear us talking about random shit again.
Yes. Good night, everybody.
Bye.